Hopefully hear me. Yeah, all good. Right. Um, just wanted to start off. Been checking out some interesting things with BTC. Sorry, BTC. Um, this is just sort of a measure of how many long at the moment. It can be an indicator of heading. What I found interesting was this in sort of around the 29th of November 2019, we had a big pump longs, which you would come back in each period. And we actually then did see a bit of a pump, but then we had a big dumper. It started to drop off. Longs were coming off. Actually had a big dump. Then the longs started coming back up once BTC down. What I find interesting about this is like that period there is in this period here, and certainly wasn't. This was the 20k high back in 2017. This is roughly started getting into crypto, and then a very long period of down trend. Even after this little pump, still didn't get back up to that previous high, and we did have another dump up. Those pumps were after. What I get at, it tends to be all the way along here that when there's big jump in longs, there is a drop off. This pump in longs started realistically base around here back in January 22. So haven't really seen much of a drop yet. And I guess that sort of suggests to me that there's potentially a bit more upside yet. People are still holding their longs, or we see another drop off where you'll start to see longs getting ready for the base. As you're coming down, generally come up. There is a lot of long, way more than lots. And just one thing to keep in mind, I guess. I think we're expecting a little bit more upside sometime relatively soon before we see another bit of it. So with that, quick look at see whether this was a channel really. But potentially further down. bottom trend. Be very surprised. But it might start going a bit more sideways, a little bit of need to really break. Start a little bit more. We are holding around this base reasonably well. Good. Reality indicator. Fresh. Yesterday's daily was quite bullish. Engulfed that there, so I would expect a bit more upside, but we're going to have to break through this. Hold on, break. This one broke, but it can. Lots of vectors to recover. On the daily, this one's been recovered. A lot close by that it needs to recover. In fact, we've pretty much recovered all the daily vectors in this current area, apart from to the upside. Go down to the lower time frame. And there's not much. A little bit of, there's a couple of small vectors here. Could potentially be recovered in a bit of a fake out to the downside, down around 1800. Other than that, close by, there's not much. You may find it come back down in here just to sweep the lows. The people stop loss down under this EMA. Realistically, I think there's a good case for it to actually go. The 200 EMA here is a little bit of a problem getting up, but fast. Came down through it pretty easy and went up as active. Overall, I'm actually trending towards the upside at the moment. This here could just be a decent breakout, retest 50. We might see a bit more upside in the coming week. Survive the triple witching hour. QQQ on the hourly is heading up. Buy on the hour heading up as well. Yeah. Few vectors up here to recover. 50 EMA. Breaks that early. But might be time for a little bit of mean reversion on the daily. General stocks. VIX is kind of sitting in no man's land at the moment. Still trending up a little bit, but at the moment, nothing scary, really. You're looking for the VIX to come, to be honest, up about 35. Major upside, I would think. But based on everything I'm seeing, hopefully it's a little bit of up this week, or potentially sort of. Let's have a look. Ethereum's got a vector down here heading towards, and it could just be recovering back, sort of coming back down to where it was relative to BTC before the merge stuff. Pump was basically before the merge. Needs to hold this level here, I think. Head up. If it doesn't, then I'd expect it to come at least recover. But again, we do have some vectors pretty close. kind of a tough one to gauge at the moment. Not really seeing golfing or anything, so just have to wait. It's going to struggle to get past sooner. I think. See stuff coming out this week as well. Choppiness at the moment. Get Lendl Pro happening. See what it reckons. Mental blank here. Again, we're still sitting on support through here. Been support back here, support here, support here. We break below this, down we come. Next stop is 1240. And it is looking on the dailies. Kind of goes against what I said on down. Then we head back up again. Could just be have sort of down side for the whole September, bearish September theory that a lot of people are putting out there, which is pretty much the case for stocks. Crypto seems to be playing out. Still bearish this month. Negative. That rejection off that volume profile. Yeah. Still not looking healthy. Just for me, it's just trying to get something off the lower time frames. Time frame movements, basically. Bridge for myself. This here, based on this week, 15-minute. Way I like to trade at the moment. That wick. Basically, if this is your support, you'd be looking for and potentially cover that. Me on the shorter term time frame would be looking short here. That once that there, long at the very least, I'd look for it. Manage it a bit. See if we can't come up. Anyway, that's how I'm seeing things at the moment. Hopefully this helps. Hopefully it hasn't actually confused you more. But basically, so the short of it is choppiness at the moment. Potentially a little bit more downside before we see some pretty reasonable upside, I'm expecting. What I was going to... So Privacy Smurfs RSI is getting down close to this red line, and the green is coming down as well. So expect maybe a bit more downside, as I was saying, and then once this green comes down a bit, this is the other day. We're getting pretty close to that. Green hasn't started coming down yet. See that coming down a little bit more. Gonna be a decent pump. Quick look at no man's land at the moment. And it's not looking super healthy. You're still quite often with the RSI, it will bounce off that 50 and come back. Doesn't even look daily, so probably more downside. Just looking at those indicators, see which way it wants. Like if this rejects, if this doesn't follow through on this bullish daily candle, then yeah, side. Patience is the key, and just looking for decent setup. Yes. All right, that'll do. Later.